Is my mom cheating on my dad? Family of 5. I have 2 sisters who are both older than me. Ever since 2013, when I moved to Nevada, my mother has been acting odd. She's an Instagram model while my dad works full-time on a well-off income. I've always been the favorite child from my mother. She used to tell me everything for a while. Things have been alright throughout the past 10 years, but I've just noticed small little details throughout my experience at home. I'm 18. For example, my mother threatened to leave my family and even packed her bags back in 2016. I remember my sisters and I crying when she got in the car to go, as we've never been in this situation before. My dad was on a work trip. My mom also frequently has told me about how my dad is like the enemy of the house for the past few years. Recently, this has amplified to a horrible extent and it's dividing my family like never before. My mom is usually happy for the week when my dad goes to work, as she basically doesn't have to worry about anything. So when my dad announced that he had a month-and-a-half vacation, she wasn't so thrilled. I'm not even sure what happened, but 2 weeks ago, her personality suddenly shifted drastically. She essentially stopped talking to my dad completely, obviously pissing my dad off, and started leaving the house randomly. Sometimes near the end of the summer, I'd wake up and she wouldn't be home, but she'd randomly come home and then go to sleep. Her sleep schedule also changed, I think so that she can see my dad as little as possible. She also lost her phone and told me to help her get a new one as I was more technologically advanced and could help her get one. These signs were really suspicious and I had a feeling that my mother was cheating on my dad. Fast forward a little bit and now she essentially refuses to talk to me when it's the rare occasion that I see her in the house. The only time I see her is when I get home from school now and she runs upstairs into her room. My parents don't sleep in the same room. I've also gotten much closer to my dad within this time. Now here's another thing. The other day, things seemed okay until something wild happened. We were playing with our pets until I see my mom texting on her phone. I peeked over because I felt like something was up with her hiding her phone. On the iMessage, it read something along the lines of "I'm so thankful to have you in my life now" with a kissing face emoji. I really fear that she's cheating on my dad now, but I don't know what to think. It was at that point where things took a turn and she essentially blocked me out of her life. For the record, I'm kind of numb to this kind of thing, but I wanted to get it off my chest. What should I do? Should I tell my dad about the possibilities? Let me know. Comment. Social media is a root for evil. Well, if these aren't the signs she is cheating, it got to be signs she is ready to divorce. If I was your dad, I would want to know. If he don't already know about it, he must suspect something. There's a good chance it has been going through his mind a lot, but he probably would never ask his children about it, in case you didn't notice. He might even feel lonely and think you would side with your mother. Before doing anything, I can only suggest trying to gather evidence. Chat messages maybe if she is logged in on her computer or if you know the password. Save it somewhere, maybe even offline, and send it to your own email as backup. You can just hold on to those things for if you ever need them, maybe in court to help your dad. Don't let anyone know you have those either. Maybe there's more to the story, so I would just keep onto it while confronting them about what you seen and noticed only. You have no idea. We have no idea. None of us have any insight into their marriage. None of knows whether it's good, bad, mediocre. Stay out of it. Next story 2. My boyfriend is hiding me from his friends and family. When we first got together, everything was great. His friends and family knew me, I was posted on social media, I was included in get-togethers, holidays, etc. He announced he wanted to marry me after some time and his family as well as mine approved. Unfortunately, I am diagnosed with complex PTSD, CPTSD. I was on medications and in therapy when we met. He eventually moved in with me. I was transparent with him about my diagnosis and I thought he was supportive. I laid out clear boundaries, such as, if we are arguing and I need space, please give me space and I will return to the conversation when I calm down. He agreed but overstepped this boundary frequently. I also communicated some triggers that I was working through in therapy and if he could kindly try to be mindful and not do them, yelling, walking quickly toward me when angry, approaching me from behind, loud noise/banging. He acknowledged but was not mindful of my triggers. While this was happening, I uncovered memories of SA from childhood in therapy. I became overwhelmed. I ended up in psychosis due to my CPTSD and all of these stressors. For those that don't know, psychosis is when someone loses touch with reality. Everything becomes frightening, you hallucinate, isolate, and have delusions, false beliefs. The person in psychosis does not know they are in psychosis. This experience feels real to them. My boyfriend became the target of my delusions. I became deathly afraid of him. We ended up in an argument and he tried to pull my phone out of my hands. When he did, I didn't let go and he pulled me onto the ground. On the way down, I hit my head on a table. He tried to console me but I was afraid of him and hid. I was so scared and in disbelief that this would happen with him, I called the police. He was arrested. I didn't show up to court, charges were dropped. I was abandoned by him and my entire family while I was in psychosis. Nobody was able to help me. Eventually I ended up in the hospital and got help on my own. I am no longer in psychosis and back on medications. My boyfriend and I got back together. It's clear he resents me. Every time I bring up how I am feeling to him and he doesn't like what I have to say, he dumps me then changes his mind and comes back. He does not talk to me when he's with his friends or family. His friends and family don't know we are back together. I barely get to see him. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. At first I understood, but 6 months later I am tired of being hidden. I suggested couples therapy. He agreed but said he doesn't have time. I'm just at a loss. What should I do? Next story 3. My boyfriend and I are considering breaking up. How do we navigate this? My boyfriend and I have been together for about 5 years, we've lived together for about 3 years. We share the same best friend, and his mom adores me and my dad adores him. He's even on my insurance that I get through my employer. We live like a married couple. And before this year, we have told each other that we are each other's life partner, that we had no intentions of leaving or breaking up with each other. We both always saw each other in our futures. We have been through a lot together. He has supported me through surgeries and as I healed from PTSD. I've stayed by his side as he worked through his anger issues and getting into therapy. In many ways, he is my best friend. I want to share my entire life with him. We also agree on or can comprise on most life decisions together, the concept of marriage, moving states or countries, financial plus medical decisions, etc. But there is one thing we don't agree on: having kids. Both of us had pretty rough childhoods. He was violently bullied and I had parents who suffered from severe substance abuse. His experience being a child, combined with his past anger issues, means he doesn't want kids. He used to say stuff like when I have kids or if I have kids, or when we would talk about, he would say he didn't know if he's ready to be a dad, but in the last couple of months he's changed that to I don't want to have kids. Which is interesting because I've seen him with kids and he's actually great. He treats our dog like a baby and he's great with our dog. Our friends joke because all of his hobbies are hobbies that a dad would have. This puts me in kind of a shitty spot because I don't know. I know I am not a yes, I absolutely want kids. But I don't think I am no, I absolutely don't want kids. I was a nanny for years and I loved it, but it was also disgusting and exhausting and emotionally draining. I got a ton of joy from watching those kids grow up, helping them learn and navigate the world, but I am also very easily overstimulated and I hate dirty things, It's a panic disorder/OCD thing, so sometimes I'd have nervous breakdowns and hide in the bathroom and cry. That's why I stopped nannying. When I spend time with my friends' kids, the biological urge to have kids is there for sure. I look at them like sleeping or laughing and my body is screaming to have one, but then as soon as the baby screams or is sticky or smelly or I interact with a like child, not baby, I'm like, get that away from me. Especially kids in public. I hate loud noises and they are so loud. I wouldn't want to have kids with someone unless we had been together for many years. My parents only got married because my mom was pregnant and their marriage was violent, and the divorce was messy, so I want to avoid that. I would want a proven track record that we can handle the most stressful, awful things. And I have that with my current partner. If I was going to have kids, I'd want them to be with him. But I still don't know if I do. My partner doesn't like that I don't know. He doesn't want to waste my time since he feels confident now that he doesn't want them, and he doesn't see that changing. I know enough that I don't want them now and I don't see myself with them in the near future. I just also don't want the choice to be gone. What if I turn 50 and I regret never having kids? What will I miss out on when all of my friends have kids? Or what if we break up, and I never find someone I want to have kids with? Or I become firm that I don't want kids and I've already given up the love of my life. What if we break up but he then changes his mind and does want kids? My best friend, who is also his best friend, thinks he might change his mind. He used to be 100% against therapy, but now he's in therapy. He used to be 100% the idea of getting married, now he's down to getting married. I understand that my partner wants a decision by the time our lease ends, in 11 months, but I just don't know if I'll be anything other than I don't know, but not right now by that time. Emotionally, I want to put off the decision, just think about the next 5 years of our life, and revisit this then because I love him, and I'd be devastated to lose him and our relationship. I can't imagine choosing imaginary kids over the very real relationship we have. But I'm so scared about saying okay, fine, I'll never have kids and then regret that decision. But I'm equally scared to say okay fine, I'll have kids someday and then regret that decision. But also I can't say that he's wrong for wanting a decision. If we just keep going until I know for certain, then maybe it'll be too late for us both if I end up deciding yes, I want kids. He's not wrong to feel the way he does, I'm not wrong to not want to have to make a life-alerting decision right now, but it's a decision we have to figure out. Comment. You gonna have to end the relationship, no one changing their mind about wanting kids or not wanting kids. Me and my ex-GF were having the same issue, we tried agreeing to one single kid, good luck to you. If he's on the fence at all, it might be worth some couples counseling to see if either of you has a revelation. But in terms of trying to unravel this, you won't have to file paperwork for a divorce, obviously, but you might want to look up palimony laws that exist in your jurisdiction. In extreme cases you may not be able to just pull him off of your employer-provided medical insurance plan. But assuming you don't live in a place with such odious laws, it would be a matter of sorting out your living situation. If one of you can afford to take over the place you now live on their own, that would be easiest. Otherwise, if you rent, you might have to wait until your lease is up. Every situation is different. However, since it seems you're both being pretty mature about this, go ahead and talk through all the details. It doesn't sound like either of you is volatile to the point where you can't work through a conscious decoupling.